Joy Fido, and today we're coming to you with another amazing and beautiful skill. Now you know what we stand here for. World of Braiding is here to empower you with skills that will help you get into work and business. So we say here we give you skills for work and business. In addition to that, we are here to give you glamorous natural hairstyles. So we call it natural hair glamour. So we encourage healthy hair and we encourage glamour. We don't want you to say because you have healthy hair you don't want to look glamorous, or you have natural hair, glamour has disappeared. No, you're going to have best of both worlds. That's what we call it. Natural hair, healthy and glamorous at the same time. So today we're bringing you another beautiful skill, another beautiful hairstyle that you're going to fall in love with, and we want you to be able to gain this skill that you can share with your clients as well, and at the same time put some money into your pocket. So welcome on board and let's get started. So we're going to say thank you so much for buying our DVD, because we know you've been in touch with us and you've been staying with us, and that's why you believe in what we do and you're buying our DVD. We thank you for that, because when you support us, we support you as well. So today what we're going to be working on is the Senegalese root twist. And we're saying root twist because it's one of the biggest things we've been asked over and over and over. There's so many other ways of creating the Senegalese twist, which is the braiding and other ways some people play with it. But today we're going to take you with the root twist. It's been something that's been requested over and over, and we're going to actually show it to you how we achieve that today. And to make it exciting, we're going to work on a natural hair client, where you can, if you know you can create this on a natural hair client, then you can create it on any other hair type. So welcome on board again and let's get started. So the materials we need to get started is the hair extensions in particular, and there's so many types which we've shown you over time. The one again we're working with today is expression. Expression does not mean that's the only type that can create you Senegalese twist. There's so many other types, Kanekelon they're called, but this is available to us and that's why we work with it. So again, this is what we're going to work with, expression. And the unique thing about today's one is color 8. My client loves color 8, and you're going to see what it looks like. So expression is the key thing, and then of course the rest are our combs. And that's the comb, tail comb, and the clips. But another unique thing I love to work with is the spray bottle. And all this has is water. It's just water in it. And you see how this helps make Senegalese twist a lot easier to work with. In addition to that, because I'm working with a natural hair client, I need my afro hair comb. And this is where this will come in. Again, I need my virgin, which I tend to be showing you recently. Virgin helps to grow back your hair, damaged hairline in particular. Lots of people struggle and suffering from it. This is what you need. But apart from that, I have my special mixture, which is the Jamaican black castor oil. That's what's in here. But apart from that, what I've got in here are some other herbs, which I will not be bothered saying. Reason being, when you have a particular need, you can contact me and I'll know the type of herbs that goes in there. For now, we have the Jamaican castor oil in addition to some other herbs. Again, the whole idea is to help grow back hairline. And I need it today because you will see what I mean when you look at what my client has got. So these are the materials we need. So now let's get started. Number one is the hair extension. Is all prepared. We have a DVD that shows you how to prepare the hair. I see lots of people creating braids, beautiful braids, but again, one thing I notice is how they're working with the hair. They don't prepare them properly, and we've created a DVD on that, which will help you save hair. Now once you know how to prepare it, you gain a lot of things from it. This hair becomes a lot lighter for your client to carry. You will save a lot of hair, and then there's so many things in that DVD. We've talked about them over and over. So this is what we've done. We've cut this hair into 3 from the bag because it's very long. It comes in about 82 inches, and we've cut it into 3, and this is what we created out of it. So this is the hair all prepared, ready for us to start. And my gorgeous client today, you've seen her a few times, is young Zena. Now Zena has been our model, continues to be our model. Her hair is all nicely taken care of by me, and you can see how long this hair is. Her hair has grown really long in the process. But what we've done, we've worked with her hair in so many different hairstyles. And there was a time we did a weave where we left her hairline out completely. Now that is one of the worst mistakes you could be making with natural hair. When you leave your hairline out, what happens is each time you keep styling the hair and doing things with it, the hairline that you left out gets damaged, and the hair that's inside is still protected, which is why we call them protective hairstyles. So Zena's hairline is a bit messed up, which I'm trying to get back on track, hence the black Jamaican castor oil. So it's not as bad as other people out there have, but I can see that it's not looking as I would want it to be, and that's why I'm taking care of this whole thing, and I'm trying to treat it back to good health. But in the meantime, her hair is very beautiful, long and gorgeous. Again, lots of people out there, they like comparing their length of their hair with other people. I don't compare, I just know her hair is long, and that's all I'm interested in. And if you're able to make your natural hair this long, and you're able to carry so many other hairstyles in the process, that's what we stand here for. Protect your hair and still be as glamorous as you want to be. Carrying on, you get your strands of hair, you're ready to braid. You spray it with water. Now what water does, it helps because this hair is very silky in a way, not as silky as what you would usually call the silky extensions, but it's a lot silkier than the natural afro hair, which is the best thing that you can actually twist. So whenever we create the Senegalese twist, we're twisting a naturally straight hair. And so it's a lot of activity that goes on. But first of all, for you to be able to twist it very easily, you damp the hair. And that's why I've added water on the extension. Now when you're working with natural hair, look at what I've done. I've taken my time to slowly comb this through. And before I got to this stage, this hair is equally very damp. This is what we call moisture. Now lots of people make the mistake of taking the blow dryer and blow drying this hair out. It's not necessary with the afro hair. Our hair is naturally very coily. You see how it springs back. That's when you know hair is healthy. It's naturally coily, so all you need to do is just take your time to come through the coils, and that's what I've done. So this is a major part of working with the natural hair. If you also notice, I've got the hair in bigger two-strand twist. The reason is so this hair doesn't dry out quickly. Lots of people also don't know this part about the natural hair. You leave them open for a minute, they take a lot of air in, and it starts drying out. So if you want the hair to stay damp, put them in some sections and do a quick big braid or big twist to keep them in place. So I'll put in a few strands, and you're going to watch me take the action of putting them in strands. So I've got the extension and I'm ready to braid now. So you hold your hair in your hand and the extension goes directly under your hair strand. Hair in your hand, the extension goes directly under your hair strand. Remember, I've created the strands that I'm going to work with. So it goes directly under your hair strand, your client's hair. And then you separate your client's hair into two in the same direction as your extension. So each extension's got its own natural hair attached to it. So remember the action, hair directly underneath your client's hair, and you separate your client's hair into two. Once you've got that, your picking finger sits straight up, and you put the hair that you've created straight into the picking finger. I'm going to clip that hair away. Any hair that's on the way, I'll clip away. So this is how we're ready to start our twisting. So the hair comes in, you're wrapping them, practically twisting them inwards. So your finger is holding it and you wrap. Holding it and you wrap. And once you wrapped enough, you rest it down. Once you rested it, you go to the next strand that you had left hanging out and take on the same action, wrapping them inwards. And once you've done that, you lift the two strands and you wrap them over each other. Straighten the hair and wrap again. Straighten the hair and wrap again. And now you carry on with your wrapping. And that's why we call it the root twist, because you're basically twisting the hair from the roots. And as you're going along, you can see what I'm doing, stretching the natural hair with the hair. Because our natural hair is all coily, it wants to go right back, and I'm taking it with me. So I'm stretching it as I go along. Again, wet the hair very well, damp it nicely, brush it through, ready to insert it. Now normally I'll go with smaller strands of hair, but what we're trying to create is a jumbo twist. So we don't want this hair looking too small. This same action we're taking, you can take it with smaller strands of hair. So your extension goes directly underneath the client's hair. Again, remember you're in the middle of the hair. Extensions in, and then you separate the hair exactly in the same position as the extension. And once that's done, you get the right strand into your fingers directly, your picking fingers, and you start twisting action. Once you've twisted enough, you hold it down and take the same action with the second strand, twisting again in the same direction. Remember, if you twist in the wrong direction, it will not twist. And once you've twisted enough, you take both strands and wrap over each other. And that's what we call the root twist. Now, the reason I kept away from this hairstyle teaching you this is because the root twist comes in only useful if your client's hair is long. If your client's hair is very short, they don't sit in. This is one of those styles that don't last at all. And because we live in a system where everyone's so busy, the last thing they want to keep thinking about is their hair. I don't encourage the root twist. But because it's been such a huge demand, people chasing me, show me root twist. This is why we're creating this DVD. If your client insists on root twist, explain to them clearly this hair will not last. So when it doesn't last, you are not being held responsible for hair that didn't last them long. And when I say last, I'm looking at maybe 3 weeks to 1 month. Generally, twisting or Senegalese twist doesn't last as much as regular braids. So it's something people always have to have at the back of their mind. It looks beautiful, but it will not last you long. So if you're somebody who likes to keep hair for a long time, this is not a hairstyle for you. It may look as gorgeous and glamorous as you want it to be, but it's not going to last you long. Okay, so I'm going in again with the third strand, and I'm doing exactly what I did earlier. That is just water to dampen the hair. Stay in the middle of your hair strand and take it straight in. By the way, the sections I'm creating is the arches. You can equally create squares with this, it's not a problem. So separate the hair directly the same way as you did the extension, and immediately twist straight into your finger and close to the scalp. And then you take the other strand. Now normally when I explain what twisting is intertwining of strands of hair. So each time we are wrapping the hair over each other, we're intertwining them. So you twist one strand, then you twist the other strand, and you take both of them to wrap over each other. And if you happen to be working with a natural hair client, as you're going along, you're stretching the hair out to come with you. Now the biggest thing with root twist is it was actually meant for natural hair alone. So you hear about the two-strand twist. And when you do the two-strand twist, they don't take long and the base is all puffy. That's the same thing happening here. But people got excited about them and they want them because it looks pretty from outside. So I pushed all her natural hair out, and now all I have is the extension. Now remember, when you're twisting the hair along with you. You are not just taking it and wrapping over. That no longer becomes twisting. As you go, you're twisting and twisting and twisting. And the whole idea is you don't want this hair to unravel. So I've got to the tip. You can see one strand is a bit longer than the other. It doesn't matter at this stage. Watch what I do. I then separate them into 3 and immediately turn them into braid. This is what keeps the twist in. Not everybody knows how to convert this. Just take the one strand and share into 2, and that's it. So you can see our twist. So as you carry on, you're going to be seeing more. So you get your hair, sit it directly under the client's hair, and separate them into 2 strands, which is what we have from the extensions. And you immediately take one side and twist it. So mentally just think how you would do a 2-strand twist. This is what's going on here. You take the hair, you start twisting. So as you're twisting, you're pushing it closer to the scalp. And once you've finished, you take the 2 strands and you wrap them over each other. And each time so when working with natural hair clients, remember to keep pulling, stretching out the hair, the natural hair, so it comes with you. Otherwise, this freezes out in no time. If you've ever braided a natural hair client, this is what you experience. It's even worse with twist. So when you pull it with you, because the natural hair is very stretchy, so it comes with you all the way to wherever it finishes. Also remember to keep twisting as you're going along. Don't just lift over. This is one of the things lots of people struggle with, the 2-strand twist or the Senegalese twist. They say it unravels. Yes, because you're not twisting. Twist really firmly. And then when you get to the tip, you separate it into 3, and then you start braiding to finish it off. This helps to make sure the hair does not unravel. And so you can see how far we've gone. And that's the beauty of the root twist. It starts right from the roots. Remember, the side effect of this is they don't last too long, because just like your 2-strand twist, they don't last too long. Again, like we said, remind your client that they will not last too long, so they're not expecting this hair to last long and blame you for it. If they want it to last long, the braid technique is the better one, where you braid it first and then turn it around and twist it. So that's called the Senegalese braid twist. So you braid the base and then you twist it. But the root twist is straight from the root. So I'm going to go for another section. Again, I wanted you to see how far I've gotten to. And I really want you to go back on yourself over and over so you can understand this. I've been queried over and over about this technique, and that's why I'm taking my time to show you this. So again, when you're working with natural hair, remember to take your time to, practically you're just stretching it out. You're not combing, because this hair is coily. Anything you do will break it. At every point of coil, the natural hair is very fragile. So that's how you have to be really careful with it. And this is where there's a lot of damage in our community, because people don't understand our hair. So again, remember to dampen the extension. Brush the hair through. I love to stretch it out a bit more before I braid, just so that I have very thin tips. If you have thin tips, it's very good. If it's blunt, they will unravel. So your hair comes straight under the roots. And you separate your client's hair straight into two. And then you just put it into your picking fingers and just twist it immediately. And rest it. And then twist the other strand. Then you take both of them and wrap over each other in the twisted form. Okay, so we're carrying on with our hair, and you see how far we've gone, getting really close to the finishing. So these are the ones that's already been done. Now, just a quick reminder again how we put this in. Hair in your hand, see how pre-tipped this hair is. You have to really give yourself a good tip, which is the preparation of this hair. And we have a video on how to create that. And that's it. Preparing extensions, synthetic hair for natural tips. So if you know this is a major part of what you need to understand, please do get that DVD, because it will really help you. And it's important. That way of preparing hair helps you with so many styles. So let's see how this goes in again. So the extension in your hand, just put it underneath the client's hair. Separate the client's hair into two. Trick is, remember to put your picking finger straight into the scalp. You see how close it is to the scalp, and make sure it's lifted up. So then you turn your strands, the client's hair and the extension. Once it's nicely turned, which is twisting it, you rest it, and you do the same thing with the next strand. So right strand, left strand. Once you've got both of them, you wrap them over each other and neatly separate the hairs, because if you don't, it will affect your hand. Also remember, you need the clips a lot, because without that clip, you're not going to be able to know the hair that you're actually working with. Now, twisting is something you should already know before you think of picking this style. Twisting is making sure as you go along, you're twisting the strands. Twist it, before you lift it over. You twist and lift over. And especially with the Senegalese twist, is really a lot of work. You must make sure you twist it. I get calls all the time, my twist is unraveling. It will unravel if you didn't twist it well. And I know lots of people who twist and it comes out in 2 weeks. That's not good twisting. If you want twist that will last you long, make sure you twist before you lift over, twist, lift over, twist, lift over. And the trick we also gave you when we started was make sure you spray this hair, especially the silky hairs. Spray it with water. So once that hair is damp, it is a lot easier to twist. Because if it's just dry, it will not let you twist it. This is another thing you will come across. There are times when one strand will be thinner or longer or shorter than the other. Hold it, make sure you're holding where the twist is. Take a bit from the other side and then carry on twisting. We do that a lot with braids, but with twists is really difficult, so you have to do it anyway. When you get to the end, nearly the end, you stop and separate it into 3 and turn it into a really quick short braids. What this does, it helps to stop your hair from unraveling properly. It sort of blocks it, and that's it, done. Okay, so you remember I'm working with a natural hair client. Her hair is all natural. Well, we did straighten the front a bit, hence you see straight parts here, but the rest of the hair is all natural. And so you want to make sure the hair is equally combed out and there are no knots in there. And as usual, be very careful when you're combing through the natural hair. We've talked about this. So here's your extension underneath the client's hair. That's the client's hair, and that's the extension underneath it. Then you separate her hair into 2. Separate it into 2, and then your finger sitting right on her scalp. Sorry dear. Right on her scalp, and you're turning the strands, the right strand, by intertwining it. And you rest that. Then you get the left strand and take on the same action. Finger really close to her scalp and you turn it. Once you got both of them, you lift them over each other. Clean out the hair and lift again. And lift again. Lift again. And that's your root twist already done. Now the rest is for you to just carry on with the twist and finish it off. And each time, make sure you have your 2 strands clearly demarcated. Again, twisting as you go along. Okay, so finish braiding our hair now, and we're ready to completely finish it off with a hot water dip. So you can see how I've sectioned them into groups. This is what you need to do so you don't have all of them waiting in groups. And then you get your hot water, usually in a container that's big enough or long enough for the hair that you worked with. So this hair is extremely long, so we're going with a long container, and you just dip it straight in and allow it to drip a bit before you neatly dab it off. Now with this twist, you don't pull, you just dab. But if this was braids, you pull to get a straight end. You do the same for all the groups that you created. Now remember what the dipping does, it actually helps to seal the ends. So if you don't dip it, it will definitely unravel. Again, be careful. Be careful with the heat because this water is very, very hot. Okay, so after you finish dipping, then you take the towel, dip it in the water and dab over the hair. Now this is for the parts that didn't get into the container, so you want to be sure that everything is got water touching it. Once you're done with that, you then go down to the tips and dab to take away any water that's still hanging there. This also helps to get the tips nice and straight. And that's what we've got here. And that's our hair completely dipped and ready for styling. So razor comb, once you finished, now there are ends that are really thin. This came from when you were treating the extension, so they're all over the place. What you do is use your razor comb and just trim them slowly. You just want it to make a bit more sense, not all over the place. You see what that gives you? Don't try and use scissors for this because it creates a blunt end. And that's it, done. So once you're done and you think there are still some parts that are not fully dipped, you take them and dip it back into the water again. And finally dab it off, focusing on just the ends. And then that's our gorgeous model all done up. So again, once you're done, you can show off your hair. Okay, so the parts that had really short hair, what I did was the braid twist. So you see that part was slightly braided and then I twisted. We've done a video on this and that's the one that lasted a lot longer, and that's the video for that. So if you need to know how to create the braid twist, this is what you need. What that does is best for people with really short hair, and if you want the hair to last a lot longer, this is what you go for. But if you want to create this beautiful look starting from beginning to end, then what you've done here is what you need. The root twist. And so we've been able to create a real jumbo twist out of this, which you can also do with the braid twist. I know my client wanted to see lots of gaps in the hair, but that's the one thing we don't like doing, creating a lot of gaps. So you can see what we created. They're quite big strands, but because we used the arches, what the arches tend to do is they sit on each other, sit on the spaces in between, and creates closeness instantly. See that? So there may be big strands, but they cover each other up very easily, unlike the squares. I hope you liked the skill that we shared with you, and as usual, let us know what you think of it. If you're having any more problems, email us, Skype us, chat with us. But that's glamour for you, that's beauty, that's natural hair protection. That's what we stand here for, as always, giving you skills that will help you achieve a lot, because we believe with your two hands you can do a lot for yourself. So here you are, skill in your hand, take it out there, share with your clients, and make the money that you deserve. So here it is. Thank you so much, and we look forward to seeing you in the next DVD. In the meantime, keep following us. Follow us on Instagram is Joyfido and World of Braiding. Twitter, Joyfido World of Braiding. LinkedIn, Joyfido. WordPress, World of Braiding. We're practically everywhere. And there's so many new things we're bringing up every day. Not every time we actually have time to sit down and create a video for you. So if you want to follow us and know what we're up to, follow these other sources and you're going to be up to date with us. So we look forward to seeing you again in the next DVD, and thank you so much for buying from us.